Hello, welcome back. Art of Cycling. I'm Greg. We're on Mont Ventoux. That's where we're going. The very top of that. So I wanted to do this one because I don't think I've talked about the most combative rider. I think is the phrase they use. I do remember way back there was in the men's race a French rider who had won the most combative and was wearing the special number. It was a red number at that time for the men. But a fan had annoying him, so the painting was him punching the fan, and I think I called the painting a bit too aggressive. But I did want to cover that today. This is the French rider who yesterday had really hoped to win the stage since she was riding in, the town didn't end in her hometown, but it was certainly home roads. I mean, she knew the area very well, and the fans were cheering her on all along the road. But today we're on Mont Ventoux. It's the first time the women's race has climbed this fabled climb. There was a period in sorry, I just thought of what she said. But the current leader of the race, wearing the yellow jersey, was asked about racing on Mont Ventoux, and I think somebody had said to her, well, it was believed that women couldn't race up this climb. And she was kind of like, yeah, well, people are getting smarter. Which I thought was just a wonderful little put down. Just like, right. And in fact, many of the teams, particularly like Lidl Trek and Movistar, who have, the team organization has both a men's and a women's team. EF Education is another one of those. FDJ, of course, they're Groupama FDJ in the men's race. All have a men's and women's team, and they actually train together, and they know full well that the women are fully capable. It's just humbug. I work in the restaurant industry, particularly as a bartender, and it just stuns me how often my female coworkers are treated like complete idiots, and treated poorly as well, inappropriately. I digress. But that's one of the reasons I paint the women's race. I mean, I'm a great believer in parity, and I'm a great believer in the power of women. I happen to be married to a very strong woman. Emotionally, physically, mentally, intellectually. I don't know that I've said it recently, but I do like to say that all of my, and this is absolutely true, all of my good ideas are hers. And 100% true, including painting bike racing. So the most combative rider, and I wanted to make sure I didn't forget, the next day wears a green, what's called a bib number. So I just wanted to paint that before I forgot. And what's interesting is apparently she's not very superstitious. This is Jerry. I'm not remembering her first name right now, but she is the French champion. Oh, and see, look, you let me do it again, guys. I forgot to title it. I thought I'd call it Paying for Yesterday, where she was so aggressive, thus the award. And so she, dug very, very deep, obviously, to have got this award, but it ended up fourth on the stage, which is just, heartbreak. But bike racing is tough in oh so many ways. One of my favorite riders and the defending champion, I have a lot of favorites for various reasons. Still up here in the front group is my pick for the stage today. And I'm painting this as live. I think by now the day is actually ended. So, shh, don't tell me. Of course, by the time I post this, if you don't know by then, I have made that mistake in the past. It's like, and I've had people fuss at me for like spoiling their watching of the race because they've been on social media and seen, my painting of whoever won the stage, or maybe of somebody, an important part of the day, and they get all bent out of shape. But the rule of thumb is, if you're not watching cycling live, then stay off of social media, because you will get it ruined for you. Just a fact of, because the teams are out there cheering their riders on. And posting about how they're doing. So you just, rule number one, if you want to watch the race without knowing the end result, then stay off of social media. Or in my case, I do post things during the course of the race, but I make sure I'm in my notifications, because that way I won't inadvertently discover, and sometimes I do anyway, which is frustrating. So I'm trying to show here this little cardboard cutout. It's become a big thing, and partially because riders get fined for disposing of trash outside of the official disposal areas. So the fans have figured out, and the only caveat to that, like if you pitch a bottle or what's called a musette, they're little feed bags. If you throw them to a fan, that's acceptable. So, and it's a big thing. And not only for the musettes or bottles of the racers, but also people, of course, if you're not aware, there's what's called the caravan, the publicity caravan, that goes about an hour or so ahead of the race. And it's all the different sponsors, and they get permission to be there. And they're floats, but they pitch out to the fans, like the grocery store chain E. Leclerc, who sponsors the polka dot jersey. Whenever you're on a climb, you'll see all sorts of people wearing polka dot t-shirts. Well, they just got those. They were just pitched to them by the caravan. So you'll see some, they're clearly have them on top of the outfit they wore. Um, so again, where was I going with that? And now I remember. So this little cardboard cutout, not only is it to get riders to throw their bidons or whatever, try to hit the target. It's just a way to make, give me something free, more fun. They also are trying to encourage the caravan to throw stuff to them. So sister told me that her college sweetheart was, they were talking about the tour and about me painting it. Obviously, I knew him back then. And he was asking if I'd ever actually been to the tour, because he has, and he's like, oh, he's got to go, and it's so amazing. And I would love to go, but one of my dilemmas is I can't do this and be at the tour. So I got a satellite link up. Whoops, that's not where I wanted to put that. I did have one team that's now turned into Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe, but when they were just Bora Hansgrohe, I had talked with the publicity or the marketing director, basically, and we had a pretty serious conversation about taking me to the tour. But finally it came to the point where, I mean, the logistics of this and hearing, and I'm really enjoying this commentary team of Anthony McCrossan and Hannah Walker. Just talking about, I mean, there are people who are part of the teams, a racing team's team, the non-racers, the support personnel. And there's a whole group of them that never actually see the race, that they're always a day ahead preparing the hotel or, laundry and blah, 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 all the other stuff that goes into it. But the point being that it is, it was decided that as much as they would love to have me do it, and of course, I would be painting their team a lot. We never got to that point of, what would my obligations be? Because, they finally got to the realization, it's like, no, everybody there has to work for the team. And while I would be helping publicity, in essence, I mean, they mean help like stand on the side of the road and hand out bottles, that kind of help. And so it just wasn't feasible for me to go. Or I wouldn't be earning my keep, I guess. It would be a way to put it. So this is just about done. Of course, all of my Tour de France and Tour de France Femmes paintings can be seen. You can read about every painting and find direct links to my website at my cycling blog, theartofcycling.blogspot.com, and those will be in the description, of course. Or you can go directly to the website and just look for the 2026 Tour de France Femmes. They call them galleries. I'm going to pop up this blue a little bit more. And by the way, thank you, John Lee, for subscribing. I hope more of you will do the same. We still have 2 more stages of the tour. And then, I do shift back to my studio work. I've got to do some studio cleaning first. But, and I post about those paintings as well. So I hope you'll subscribe still trying to get to 500, you can be part of that. And again, thank you, John Lee, and I appreciate your comments, remarks. Got 2 videos left to do with 2 more stages, so if you have any questions, please ask those, and I'll try to address them in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you want to be mean. I can take it.